Hi guys, and welcome to our 5-day video series for the Women's Health Business Blueprint, where we're going to be going over 5 different things you need to be able to get your business started, up and running, so you can have that confidence and get out there, because there's so many women who need help in women's health, and we need to make sure that you are out there doing this work because women all over the world need you. So I'm so excited you're joining me today. And, we had such a great Women's Health Summit. It was 22 days of leading experts in women's health, business, and just how we can understand this whole scope and this whole world that you might just either be introduced to or you've been thinking about for a while. But one of the questions that came up was, okay, now I know all this stuff. I learned all these things. I have these tools, but then how do I bring it all together? So that's what we're going to be going through in this 5-day video series that's really meant to be a challenge. So I'm going to give you a lot of practical tips that you can actually be implementing every single day. And I don't want this overwhelming. I want it to be very basic right now so that you can at least be putting pen to paper and starting to pull all of this together. Because if you know that you are meant for women's health, that's why you're here, and that's why we have been able to connect. So I'm also going to be walking you through a brand new program that I am launching on August 3rd. So that's in about 2 weeks. And I'm so excited because this is really going to help you understand women's health and your business and how to bring them all together. Because I think that's one of the most confusing parts is like, okay, yeah, I know health. Yeah, I know that I want to help women, but how do I start a business? How do I run it? How do I grow it? How do I find clients? Like, how do we do all of that? So I've been there. I started Bounce Bombshells about 4 years ago. It has been sometimes a rocky road. That's just the journey of entrepreneurship. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, yeah, you're going to be super successful right out the gate. Like, I just want you to know that if this is what you are meant for, you are never going to stop. Like, you are going to constantly keep doing it. So when I first started, I stayed in my full-time job for a full year before I left to become a full-time entrepreneur. I know there's a lot of like business coaches online where they're like, yeah, I just jumped in and I just did it and I was successful. And I'm like, how many years did you spend building that before you actually did that? So there's a lot that goes into it, and I really want to just kind of take you behind the scenes today and give you the information you need on how to be getting started, because I think that can be really confusing and the journey looks a bit different for everybody. So today we're going to be going over what you need to master first before you ever open your doors for business. So you can have the best idea, but if you don't master this, your business isn't going to work. So the first one is to master your craft. And so in women's health, that means first, especially if you're going to be a coach, we have a lot of women in here that want to create products, but we also have a lot of women who want to create services. So first, recognizing certainly the need you want to be able to fulfill out there in the world, but usually when we're coaching, we are going to be helping women who are a few steps behind us that we've already gone through. So this doesn't mean that you need to master your craft and have like a bunch of these testimonials from clients. That's not what it means. It means mastering it within yourself first. Because if you know the steps that you took, the process that you took to get from point A to point B, that is business gold, especially in women's health, because like you are going to understand the person that you're working with, because she's going to most likely be an older version of you. You are going to understand what is going to get her tripped up. You're going to understand her personality. You're going to understand how she learns. You're going to understand what she's looking for. And when women are looking for assistance with their health and they're recognizing like, hey, I'm not feeling as good, we are seeking people who have gone down that journey that can turn around and take us by the hand and show us the way. So that is honestly what my work is. I literally take women through the signature process that I first started within myself of what helped me balance my hormones. And I started noticing, oh my gosh, what worked for me works with the profile of a woman that I want to help. So every single client that I take on from my health clients, so I take on health clients and I take on business clients because I love working with female entrepreneurs who want to get women's health. They want to start a women's health business because my whole mission is to help women have this information. And if I can help do that through you, then like that serves my mission. But when I take on health clients, they all fall under very specific criteria we might go down different avenues based on what this woman is struggling with or based on what her lifestyle preferences are, but every single one of them has to take the exact same steps that I did. And so it is because I mastered not only that within myself, but I knew that I wanted to be able to serve a very specific kind of women, which we're going to be talking about later in this challenge. So in terms of mastering your craft, I want you to just write it down that you need to master it within yourself first. And if you're going to be creating products around women's health, what did you need to master? And what were you missing on the market that you can create for other women that would fulfill that need, or would have fulfilled that need for you? Because it's going to be able to fulfill her need. So you definitely want to master your craft first. Make sure that you know the steps you want to take. So that is going to be your homework tonight, is to sit down and actually write out all of the steps you took to get where you are right now. So think about where you started on your journey and where are you right now? What steps did you have to take from that point A to get to point B? Because when you can do that, you're going to start understanding, okay, this is my signature process. This is a process that I took to be able to understand what journey I needed to be on. And most likely when you start coaching and teaching other women, whether you're going to be sharing stuff online, it depends on how you're going to set up your business. Everybody's going to be different. Everyone has different strengths. Everyone has different interests and how they work. And you're going to be able to, I'm going to help you figure that out too. But by writing down the steps you took, that's going to also make you feel a lot more grounded and confident that you know how to do this. There's a huge block in women who are wanting to enter this space, that they believe they need to learn more. They believe they need to get more certifications in higher education. And truly, especially from the coaching industry, women are looking for other women or coaches that they can identify with, that has gone through similar struggles that they've gone to, and they want to know what you did to get from point A to point B. So something I always do is I always share the journey I took, but I also share the resources that I picked up along the way and the research that I found that was really helpful for me to understand my body and women's health. Because without that, I needed that understanding. I needed to know how the dots connected. So don't think you have to be this expert in all the things and you need to have like all of these degrees. Like, women love just being able to share resources. So for me, like I tell my clients, like, I'm your partner in health. I'm not your end all be all. I want you to be connecting with your doctor. I want you to connect with a naturopath that works for you. But I also think that everybody needs a health coach by their side for that accountability and for that understanding of how their bodies are kind of coming up into a struggle point, and like, how can we get through that? So I started working with women who struggle with severe PMS, because that's what I struggled with. And I really focused on the symptoms that I wanted to get over. So it was a lot of bloating, it was a lot of acne, it was a lot of headaches, it was a lot of emotional mood swings before my period. And I definitely resonated with a lot of women once I started opening up about that, and they just want to be like, what did you do? Because a lot of my friends in my space, they didn't have the same issues that I did. They liked talking to me about food and fitness tweaks that they could do to feel better and get more of the results they wanted, because I'm very hormonal based. I literally am just like, okay, here's the food you can do, here's your cycle education, here's the fitness you can do, and how can we bring that all together? So that was always really fun for me to talk to my friends about, and they were the ones who actually said, like, you should do something with this. I didn't even know that this is a career path, to be honest. It wasn't until my friends were like, have you ever thought of becoming a health coach? And it was through that journey of being like, yeah, okay, I might be able to do that. But I kept asking, like, what's going to make me different? And that's when I found women's health, because I was like, oh, I'm always talking about hormones. I'm always making that connection. And I want to make this fun and enjoyable for women. And I didn't see that on the market. I saw all these other women's health coaches, and I was just like, man, like, their brands are like a snooze fest. Like, that's not something I want to be involved in. And I was like, I bet if I feel that way, there's a lot of women out there who also feel that way, which is exactly what's happening to you right now. How you're feeling, what you're able to bring to the table, other women are searching for that. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, there's so many other health coaches, there's so many women's health coaches now, the answer to that is no, there is not enough women's health coaches. Most health coaches don't understand hormones or women's health and how to actually even tackle that. They have no idea. And no one's talking to women about their hormonal health. And we need to, like, it literally is a baseline and the foundation to how we live every area of our life. And if I can help you understand that, then that is going to be what sets you apart in your business. So we will most likely end up teaching different things. You might teach similar things that I do for sure. I will teach you all of that as well. But what makes you unique and interesting is your journey, is your past experience. So a lot of women will ask, like, do I need a certification to be able to teach women's health? And the answer to that is potentially. It depends on what you want to do. I personally am not a certified health coach. When I was looking at health coach certifications, a lot of them just went through food and the diet, which I had already educated myself on. And the one women's health certification that I found, I read through their curriculum online and I was like, I already know all of that. Why am I going to waste my time, energy, and resources on something I already know? I did talk to a lot of lawyers of like, what is the realm that I can do with women? And they definitely walked me through how to kind of set up my system legally to make sure that I'm a partner and a resource for a woman. I'm not her doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. And I'm very upfront and very clear about that. A coach isn't those things. A coach is there to be an accountability partner, to help guide them and talk over what options are best for them, and also to share resources with them of where you're getting that information. I have not made up any of this stuff. I certainly draw from my own experiences. I recognize what worked for me and what didn't, and I share that experience. But I'm not like, hey, I'm a doctor, I'm going to be able to diagnose you. Absolutely not. And I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not putting you on a diet. Like, those things coaches cannot do. So the way I wanted to work with women, I wanted to create a lifestyle brand around women's health. So that was always really a passion of mine. So I have a degree in business and with a focus in marketing communications. That actually would serve better for me in my education on how to do it in terms of setting up that brand, with obviously my background in teaching myself hormones. I have studied hormones for over 10 years now, and I already knew what I was doing. So with that, if you want to be one of those health coaches that helps test hormones, there are coaches who actually can help test hormones and vitamin levels and all of those things. You would need a certification for that, because you would also need a system set up to how to do those tests. A lot of them have medical research doctors on staff that if you had issues with your clients, you would be able to connect with them and saying, hey, we're coming up on this issue. But those coaches are really trained on how to read those reports and to test hormones. That's not something I wanted to do. And it's okay. There's a lot of other coaches with that. I have a lot of partnerships with either hormone testing companies, or I know what tests someone can ask from their doctor. Or it's like, hey, if you want to do that, I can certainly make a recommendation, but that's not something I'm going to do. And it's cool. So it really just depends on what you want to do. But the first step is definitely mastering your craft. And on August 3rd, I have a new program starting called the Women's Health Business Accelerator program. So if you're like, okay, I know I want to do all these things in women's health, I feel like I need a good understanding of the foundations of women's health and like what that means, because there's not a lot of education out there on how it's like set up. And then you want to know how to put it all together and actually starting your business. That's what this program is going to go over. It's 16 weeks long. So we're going to have 16 weeks together. We're doing it as a group program. So you're going to be able to network and connect with other women who are also aspiring to be in the women's health community or industry, if you want to think of like that. I like to think of it as community, because we're all supporting and benefiting each other, because our mission is the same, is to obviously help women with their health. But the first 8 weeks is set up to teach you my signature process in balancing hormones regardless of your niche. So this is something that is going to teach you the baseline of a woman's body and how her hormones function. And I'm going to teach you how to naturally balance hormones using food, using fitness, using our cycle education, which is really crucial for women today. And then you're going to be able to layer on your niche and your expertise and your personal experience from there. As a special bonus, I'm going to be giving all my swipe files for women's health too. So if you have all those resources, not only for yourself, because certainly we can all benefit from understanding this about ourselves, but you're going to be able to have that in your work. So when you have clients and you're just like, hey, I remember something about this, like whatever my client is struggling with, I remember it from this program, I'm going to go to read about it. And you have those resources. You're not meant to keep everything in your brain. You can have these books and resources, because I'm also going to give you all of my book recommendations for women's health, so that you can be continuing to grow and get out there and really master your craft. Because understanding women's health, I know it's a confusing world. I know that there's not many teaching programs out there for it. This is the first time I'm actually bringing all of this together for you and doing it as a group program. I thought it was really such a fun idea to be able to do this together and do it as a group, because there's just so many of you that want to be able to learn both women's health and how to bring it into a business, like a functioning business. I've been there, I've been through this journey, and I want to be able to teach you all of this so you can be doing the same. So then the first 8 weeks is all about women's health. I'm going to be walking you through the exact process I take my clients through, but I'm also going to be sharing all of the science behind it, all of the research that I've done and I've put together, so you don't have to do that. It's already done for you. There's no reason to like reinvent the wheel. It's already done for you. And I will be giving all of that to you in this program. And then the second 8 weeks, we're going to be taking all of the aha moments, all of the big grand ideas that you come up with, and we're going to start your business. I'm going to walk you through website stuff. I'm going to teach you how to be creating the foundation of your brand. I'm going to teach you how to confidently rock your social media so you can be getting out there, but like which platforms are going to be right for you. Like we're going to be going step by step through all of these things, and I'm going to help you understand like what content to create, how to not have a burnout in your business. So I'm all about balancing hormones. I will absolutely not burn and stress myself out to a point where I can't run my business. Your energy in your work is absolutely everything, and like you cannot run a business, especially when you're starting as a solopreneur, burnt out and stressed out. So I'm going to teach you all of these systems and hacks and automation tricks that I've learned along the way to also be able to have a life. I don't work more than 40 hours a week. Like rarely has that ever happened in the past 4 years. I'm not burning myself out. I really believe in working smart and like having systems and having structure. And so I'm going to be able to teach you how to do all of that so that you're not going to be sitting there by yourself trying to figure out all of these systems, trying to figure out how it all comes together. I've been there, I've done that, and it's totally annoying, which is why we're going to be doing this together. So I'm going to drop the link below so you can read about this program. You can sign up. We're starting August 3rd. It also comes with a lot of additional free bonuses. So the first 10 women who sign up get 2 calls with me to go over your work. You know, having an extra pair of eyes on your work is really helpful, to be able to personally like ask questions, to have like very individualized support while you're also in a group setting. I've done group programs before, and I think it's really beneficial to be able to have one-on-one support from someone where you're like, hey, I need additional help. So that's going to be available for the first 10 women who sign up. And then I'm also going to bring in experts from law, women's health, and mindset to be able to make sure that you have everything you need to be able to succeed. I know there's a lot of questions that you probably have about women's health. I think it's really helpful to have outside perspectives that you can ask. So like, I'm not the only person in women's health. So just being able to understand a different side of things, or you know, just getting a new perspective. And then with the legal stuff, I know that, you know, we're all going to be coming in from different countries, so I know things are definitely set up based on individual countries and where you're from, but just being able to talk to someone and have your questions answered about the legal side, I think is really helpful. I'm not a lawyer. I thought it's best to bring in an expert on that. I've talked to numerous lawyers when I was setting up my business, and it is extremely helpful. And then all about our mindset, because if you are not confident, if you're not feeling like safe and secure in what you're doing and like really jazzed and excited about the work that you're doing, other women can feel that. They can feel that in your tone and how you communicate online. They can feel that when you get on a discovery call to take a one-on-one client. They can feel that in your videos when you're recording yourself. Like your energy really needs to be in line, and we are going to work a lot on your mindset, because I know how scary it is. I know there's so many resistance blocks in there, and I got you. Like it is, entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development project outside of balancing your hormones, because that's a whole other thing too. But it is the biggest self-development project you will ever do. You will always be learning, you will always be challenging yourself, and you will always be growing. So to have that foundation for you now, it's going to propel you forward and really give you everything you need, like that confidence is absolutely everything, and your mindset every single day is key. Because I don't ever want you thinking like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or like, oh, I'm not meant for this. If that's how you feel, this program isn't for you. I want you to know in your core that you have such a deep desire to teach women's health that nothing is going to stop you. I worked on Balance Bombshells on the weekends. I would sit on my phone and write out blog posts. I would carve out any time I could while I was at my old job to work on Balance Bombshells. It was such a passion of mine that it was like this burning fire inside of me that was like, if I don't get this stuff out into the world, I'm going to burst. So selfishly, you do it for yourself, but you also welcome in all of these women who need that information. This is why those seeds were planted inside of you, to be able to do this work. And I want to help get it out of you and into the world, because I know how many women are searching for this. Women are truly struggling all over the world. We all struggle with so many of the same things, yet we think we're going through this journey alone. And your experience, your background, your journey that you've taken to get here was all for a reason. And so I remember when I was, before I ever started Balance Bombshells, I was balancing my own hormones. I was trying to figure it out, and I was frustrated. I felt alone. And I just remember thinking, I just want to be able to figure this out so I can turn around and help somebody else, because I don't ever want them to feel the pain that I'm feeling right now. My heart is so in it. Like, I'm so genuinely excited and in helping women feel good about themselves, that the more that I can help you get this information in front of other women, the more every woman around the world feels better. The more they feel confident, the more they wake up every single day just feeling excited about their lives. They know who they are, they know where they're going, they know what they want. And that's what I want to bring to you in this program, because I want your work out there. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that that happens, because the women are struggling. I have talked to women. I'm from the United States. I've talked to women from Australia, from the UK, from all these different countries across the world, and every single woman struggles with the same stuff. It's unbelievable. And I want you to think like there's just so many women out there to help. You are not stepping on my toes by entering this industry. You are not stepping on the other toes of women who are coming into this program. There is so much room for everybody. There is so much work for everybody. And women's health is such an untapped niche in the health industry. And so the more that we can come together, the more we can understand our hormonal health and what's going on and teach that, you are going to be amazed at how your life changes. And so this 16-week program, like, we're going to start on August 3rd, and then we wrap up on November 20th. So if you're in the United States, that's the week before Thanksgiving. And we are going to go through a lot. You're going to master women's health. I'm really going to help you master it within yourself, figure out what your niche is, and then how can we turn around and set up your business in a way that feels really good for you, but it's also sustainable. I'm not that person that's going to be like, you need to be doing all of these things to be successful. No, we're going to find what works for you. What is your personality like? What are your strengths? What do you need to actually set up behind the scenes? How can we automate? How can we bring all this together? So we're going to be doing weekly group calls. I'm going to do them through Zoom, so I can be sharing my screen with you. You're going to be able to talk with a lot of women who are, you know, going through the same process. You're going to be able to share your wins. You're going to be able to ask questions. You're going to be able to have this support all along the way. You are not left by yourself in this. We're also going to have a private Facebook group where you can come in and share your wins. You're going to be learning a lot during the week. I want you to share your aha moments. I want you to share like what's going on with you, because like this is a coaching program. So like you get out of it what you put into it. And so I want you to be invested in it. You're going to be investing in this program. I want you personally, emotionally, physically, everything invested in this, because if this truly is meant to be your future, this is the best place to get started. So I'm going to drop the link below so you can sign up for that. Registration is only open for the next 2 weeks. There's only enough one-on-one calls for the first 10 women to sign up. So everything's going to fill up really quickly, and I really want to make sure that you get in here. All week I'm going to be coming at you with a new challenge to really be putting all of your business stuff together. And if you decide to not sign up for the program, I hope you take all this and create your business. Of course, I'm here for you. I really want to be able to dive in, which is why we need this program. because I can't give you the level of support you need for everything that you need to bring together without this program, which is why I'm doing it. And if you do sign up for it, everything that you're doing this week is a really great kickoff point for when we start the program on August 3rd. Like, that's right around the corner, guys. Like, it is here. We are in it. We're doing this. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you because it's going to be so much fun. I was so alone in women's health. Like, when I first got started, there just weren't that many coaches on it. Women just didn't understand. Even other health coaches I connected with didn't understand it. And I just felt so alone. So like, you're going to be in a community of women who get you, who like understand you, and are just like, we're all looking for that space. And just to be like, oh my gosh, like, not only are you going to make friends with them, but there are collaborations that you can be doing, because no one rises to the top by themselves. Look at all the fashion bloggers who are constantly tagging and doing like promos together. That's how they're growing their channels so quickly. So like, you are also going to be able to do that with women who are also in women's health. So there's just so much coming at you. I'm so excited. If you have any questions at all, please let me know, whether about mastering your craft yourself. I really am interested in what steps you've taken. Like, that would be so fun for you to sit down and do the work of like, okay, how did I get from point A to point B? And I think you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I know so much and I didn't even realizing it. Putting pen to paper really helps us figure all that out. And then if you have any questions about the new program, it's the Women's Health Business Accelerator program. I want to accelerate everything for you and make sure that you're out there so you can not only like make money for your family, maybe you want to leave your job, maybe you're like, hey, I just want a side hustle, this is a passion project for me. Whatever it is for you, I'm here for you. This program's got everything. I think there needs to be more women's health brands out there. So like, obviously, like, I'm selfish in wanting you to be able to do this full time. If you ever dreamed of working for yourself, if you want to be able to set your own hours, it's really wonderful and I highly recommend it. If you have any questions about business and entrepreneurship, absolutely let me know. Any questions about women's health, like, I'm here for you. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be coming at you with another video as part of our 5-day challenge, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you.